EsoTerra crafts premium, artisanal hard ciders, capitalizing on Southwest Colorado's spectacular apple varieties and unique terroir. We are located in the old Mountain Sun Juice Factory in Dolores, Colorado. Once home to the world's largest organic apple juice manufacturer, this facility used to run trucks 24 hours a day, turning the local apple orchards into premium juice distributed across the country. We are not reinventing the wheel. Jared Scott, our cider maker, and myself, Elizabeth Philbrick, are here to add value to the juice that was once in production by fermenting it into hard cider. And hard cider is having a major renaissance. Originally slow to rebound after Prohibition, hard cider in the US is now a $600 million a year industry with an average 8% annual growth. While that is still only 1 to 2% of the adult beverage market, but growth potential is huge because in countries like the UK, Spain, and France, cider has 8 to 15% of the total market share. A growing number of both wine and beer drinkers are turning to cider as a gluten-free, low-sugar alternative to their existing adult beverage. But most conventional cideries are being manufactured by beers and treated as such. Quick turnaround during production and the use of grocery store fruit leads to thin, lifeless ciders that are often loaded with additional sugars and artificial colors. But on the other side is the heritage or the artisanal cider. Produced with cider-specific apples, these ciders are blended and balanced to produce a drink requiring only fruit and yeast. Full-bodied, their tannins and their sweetness produce a drink that is crafted, bottled, and served like a wine. Much like Budweiser and Coors blazed the trail for craft beers like New Belgium and Ska, the large conventionally produced ciders like Crispin and Angry Orchard, both owned by large beer companies, are making way for artisanal ciders. As the higher quality heritage ciders gain more recognition, they are simultaneously overtaking market share over factory ciders. And Nielsen research shows that consumers are willing to pay 50% more for an artisanal cider over a factory cider. So large alcohol conglomerates have begun to acquire regional heritage cideries with strong brand recognition. The only limiting factor in this sector's growth are the apples. Montezuma and La Plata are historic apple growing counties with a rich history of juice production. Our counties have the highest number and diversity of old pre-prohibition trees in the state and ranks high across the nation. Over 6,000 trees have been inventoried and mapped. Many of these trees were used for hard cider. And while there is interest in this fruit, our remoteness and our lack of infrastructure keeps our apples from being competitively priced for anyone outside of the region. And so many of these orchards have become unkempt or under-maintained. Today, less than 10% of our local apples are making it to any market, with only 3% being used by the existing cideries, leaving a potential of $6.5 million in cider fruit falling to and rotting on the ground. Fruit that could offer our region the opportunity to own 1% of the nationwide hard cider market without ever planting a tree. Our solution is simple. Couple the existing local apple supply with the market potential of hard cider, then leverage our company's close proximity to the apples to create a highly profitable premium hard cider. By paying orchardists what their apples are worth, these trees are then seen as valuable assets once again, and care for the regional orchards will improve, providing us with access to cider apple crops not currently available in any other apple growing region. It is possible that many of you who are watching our pitch today may have seen a very similar pitch last year. Understandably, you may have held off on investing because we were living in a very conceptual phase of our company's beginning. However, we are no longer just a fleeting idea. Over the past year, we have used our community's investment in us to move into the original juice factory in Dolores, Colorado. We commenced a remodel that allows us to designate over 9,000 square feet of our building as a bonded and licensed wine manufacturing facility, with an extensive patio and tasting room. Currently, we're fermenting 1,400 gallons of cider, with 2,100 additional gallons slated to be completed by the end of 2020. At $45 of profit per gallon, we're looking at the potential of $157,500 in our tanks right now. However, this is a big apple year with trees throughout the region dripping with potential. With this fruit available, we're able to make 3 runs on our equipment next year, tripling our profits in 2021. We are picking orchards daily and we will not stop until this year's crop is finished. However, even with that production capacity, we are still only using a fraction of our winery space. So on top of production, we have secured our first custom crush contract. Custom Crush is a licensed and bonded winery that lets other brands of wine make their product in our facility. This saves them the hassle and cost of establishing a liquor license and outfitting a building, and gives them the benefit of starting small. It comes down to economies of scale. By bringing together multiple small brands to divide equipment, facilities, and storage space expenses, as well as encourage cooperation and experimentation, Custom Crush operators can see a return on their investment much sooner and provide big savings and convenience for small producers. And for EsoTerra, it pays our bills without the liability of needing to sell the end product. We charge a Custom Crush customer for production and labeling by the gallon at wholesale prices. Currently, we are producing an additional 2,250 gallons of cider under the label Pencil Hound Ciders. This cider is sold to its proprietor before we even bottle it, a leg up for Pencil Hound and security for EsoTerra. On top of production, we happen to be ahead of our projected timeline in other arenas. We had originally hoped to get a tasting room up and running starting in 2022, but we exceeded even our own expectations, and our stunning tasting room will be open to the public by the time you watch this pitch. 750 square feet of indoor space and 1,200 square feet of patio allow us to provide direct-to-consumer pours without ever compromising personal distancing. Zoe the Tail, a food truck focused on farm-to-table deliciousness, will be permanently located on our patio. But if you wish to stop into our tasting room, but you're not interested in an adult beverage, we are now the second production and distribution location for the Hopped Seltzer Company out of Fort Collins. The fastest growing range in non-alcoholic adult beverages, we are able to secure this product sales before they begin mass distribution with Odell Brewing Company this winter. For those of you who are interested in our academic side, we are pleased to let you know that we published our first paper with the Journal of Beverages alongside Fort Lewis Chemistry Department. This exclusive collaboration has led to the donation of over $500,000 in scientific equipment and funding for 2 research assistants through 2021. This equipment will allow us to stay ahead of the competition by better understanding our region's fruit potential and maintain consistency and quality in our product. Superseding that quality control is our ability to create a pipeline from our regional college to some of the best paying jobs in our industry. We are well on our way to creating a fermentation sciences certificate at Fort Lewis College. You may be asking yourself, how will a winery fare in the era of COVID-19? And that is a very fair question. With restaurants failing, it's logical to be a little concerned about other enterprises. But as we predicted last year, in times of economic strife, alcohol sales soar. And in the past 3 months, nationwide wine and cider sales increased 66%, according to Nielsen Research. But the real kicker was in online sales, where an almost 300% increase has been seen since March. Direct-to-consumer wine clubs saw an increase of 578% in the same period. Opportunities EsoTerra will not miss out on. Thanks to our collaboration with VinoShipper, EsoTerra ciders can be purchased on our website and shipped to 39 states across the country. Again, on our website, you can join our core club, where we allow cider enthusiasts to have exclusive ciders shipped directly to their home several times a year. Club offerings include tasting notes, recipes, and special in-house discounts. Limited release ciders can only be purchased if you are a member of the club. But for those of you who are in the area, we have thought of you too. And to ensure the safety of our community and our employees, we have partnered with ARRYVED, a state-of-the-art point-of-sale system designated specifically for the craft beverage industry. With ARRYVED, you can enter into our tasting room, download the app, and order your food and beverage without ever having to leave the table. If you would like another round, simply add it to your tab on your phone and it will show right up. No need to touch any communal computer or signing pad. No need to come in the next day because you forgot to close out that tab. If you would prefer to take your cider home without incurring shipping costs, Order your bottles on our ARRYVED app and we will bring them out to your car or come inside for a pickup. As you can see, we have been busy and our opening day coincides with the day this pitch is available for you, our investment community. So why then are we pitching again? We were overwhelmed with interest in our first round and we were able to get where we are today with less than we had asked for. But we are seeking to fill out that round prior to having our product show up on the shelves of liquor stores and bars and show up in restaurants across the region. Call us naive, but we believe that the people who took that leap of faith with us in the beginning should be rewarded for that faith. A final $25,000 will fulfill our original $150K round, but we will not take any money after the end of October. We are at a crossroads. You can jump on board now, but it has to be now. There will not be a second round. The final money will be used to flush out our custom crush operation. We will produce and purchase additional tanks and equipment necessary to streamline the process of making wholesale cider for interested parties. This will optimize our manufacturing space and create quick access for those people already asking to move into our facility. If you are interested in investing, we would like to show you around and pour you a glass of cider. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. EsoTerra crafts premium artisanal hard cider, but we are more than that. We are laboring in the orchards to rebuild an apple economy. We are scientists creating jobs for students, and we are an incubator for future cideries in our region. We're here to help you savor the land and drink real cider.